All right, you folks, back here on the Bossman show. We're talking to Clayton State Lakers head coach, Vince Alexander, down the road from Clayton County, D2 Peach Belt Conference down there. Coach, what's up? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Thank you very much for having me on.
Coach, let me ask you this, man. You was assistant over at Rice in Houston under Scott Para in D1 there. Tell us about this job at Clayton State. What kind of got you interested? Want to come down here tomorrow and help this team turn around, man?
Well, I was in the Peach Belt previously at University of South Carolina, Aiken. I spent 10 years there, and we had a tremendous amount of success. Truly blessed and had some great players, some great assistants. Did a great job there, 4 conference championships, 2 Elite Eights and a Final Four, 3 Sweet 16s. And so when this job opened up, it gave me an opportunity to come back. I'm originally from Houston, which sent me to Rice. And, when this job opened up, it gave me an opportunity to come back to the Peach Belt, a conference that I'm very familiar with and very excited to be back in.
Most definitely, Coach. You're in a great spot, Atlanta, as you know. A lot of players in the Atlanta area. Great AAU basketball foundation in the Atlanta area as well. And plus, being over at Aiken, you recruited this area anyway. So, talk about how the great further ground to find talent and around the Atlanta metro area and beyond to bring the Clayton State and build this program back up to prominence.
Well, I tell you what, you said it. Atlanta has talent. There's a lot of talent around here. There's a lot of high schools. You got it's great when you can stay home and recruit. I don't have to go very far. I can go right up the road. And that's very exciting. And that was another thing that attracted me to this job and wanting to get back and be here at Clayton State. This location is just prominent. I mean, I think it has so much potential. I think there's some great talent here. During the summer, all the AAU events, they're all right here. So, hey, I jump in the car, I drive up the road, and I'm in good shape with a little bit of traffic. It's okay with that, a little bit of traffic. But other than that, the talent is here. Great city of Atlanta. And I'm looking forward to recruiting this talent, getting to know these coaches in this area, and being able to line Clayton State up with some great players from this area.
And coach, it's also key to have administration who supports you from the top down, because you need that symmetry between the president, the AD, and yourself, the resources into the program to make sure you guys have everything you need to be good, because that's so important in college basketball, having administrative support to support you all the way through.
It's so vital that you have that support. Because someone said this to me. I think I saw this somewhere this spring. It says administrators win championships.
Oh yes.
Because the administrator can make you or break you. You got to have that support, and you hit the nail on the head. You got to have that support from the administration. I do believe we have great support here. I think they want to see this program go to a national level. And God willing, we're going to be able to do that. And getting their support is very vital and crucial to that process.
Most definitely. And coach, talking about building a program, coach, what's going to be the ideal young man for your program? What qualities you want to instill in these young men who come and play for you at Clayton State?
Well, an ideal young man is a young man that's a servant leader to me, a guy that's not afraid to serve his teammates, to serve his community, to be out and to do a great job in the classroom, to do a great job on the court, to not be a one-dimensional person, but a person that's of many qualities and character, great character. Those are the guys we're looking for. Now, as far as what we, want to instill in our guys is just that, great character, great qualities. We want them to become good husbands, good fathers, productive citizens. We want them to serve this Atlanta area and community service and, do a great job in the classroom, graduate, get degrees, go have families, and be productive. We want to do that, and we're going to do that through our program. We've done that before, so I don't see why we won't be able to do that but it is very essential to us that we take these young men, teach them qualities that will last them a lifetime, that will teach them not only to be a basketball player. People have to be able to look beyond that when they see you. They got to be able to see a bit more than a basketball player or an athlete. They need to see a man. And I think that's what we want to do here. And I know that's what we will do. We will develop into great fathers, great husbands, and productive citizens.
Because, coach, as you said, coach, the basketball stops eventually. Because if you play overseas, you still got 40 years, hopefully, a life to live. So those principles being grounded into young men, 18, 22 are the most prime years to get those skills. Because once that ball stops, you have to figure out where's my life go from here. Because I'm a man. Basketball's over. I'm a man now.
You're certainly right. And this is something that I've had to go through myself. Like I said, I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, single mom, didn't have a father. And, I had to rely on people around me to help me develop and grow, to become a man that I am today. And so I want to give back. And it means a lot to me. Winning is a byproduct of all of these things that we do. Winning is a byproduct of developing this man. It's so important to me that they leave here with a degree, with not only a degree from Clayton State University, but a degree in life.
Yes, sir, coach. That is so very important, coach. I'm asking this, man. Difference between D2 and D1. I know scholarship wise, you can split them up a little bit, give guys more money here or there. Than D1's a straight 13, that's it. So kind of explain to our listeners the difference between recruiting at the D1 level, building your roster at the D1 level versus doing it at the D2 level. We kind of do a little bit different stuff.
The biggest thing to me is, like you said, 13 scholarships. You can just waste a scholarship. And that's a lot of times what guys do. They'll bring in guys knowing that they're not going to play, knowing that, they may not be a key part in what they do, but they could be a key part in practice, being on the scout team or something like that. I mean, because you have 13 scholarships, and I believe that's playing a role into why this transfer portal is so huge, because you have 13 scholarships, and these guys are going D1 just, to say, oh, I'm D1, so, and then they're not happy because they're not playing and not getting the minutes. I just think that, you have an opportunity D2, like you said, to split that scholarship up, to use other funds and things like that, to bring kids in. And the biggest thing for me is D2. You can't waste a scholarship. You can't just bring a kid. You can't just give a kid a scholarship and say, oh yeah, he's going to be a great practice player. He's going to help us on our scout team. You can't do that. I mean, you got to take these scholarships and you got to use them wisely, and you got to be very, very smart in what you do and how you do it. You got to be strategic, so that's the biggest thing. Division I, you have 13 scholarships and you can just bring in guys, and knowing that guys are going to leave, really, I don't want to do that here. I want to bring in guys that we're going to develop for 4 years or 2 years, whatever it may be.
And coach, talk about that piece. The player development, the piece on the court piece is so very important for a young man. So talk about that skill development, because I feel like you get better summertime. Those individual drills and getting into that weight room really gonna help a young man be able to take the pounding of a season year after year after year and grow into their bodies. Talk about that piece of coaching young men these days, coach.
Yeah, I think it's so vital to your program to develop guys, into being a well-rounded player. I think it helps your program tremendously. And I think developing that skill work, getting in the gym, putting time in, working on ball handling, working on shooting, working on ripping through and getting to the basket, jump stop, all of those fundamentals that I think are so crucial to the game that sometimes are overlooked. Developing that mid-range game, developing that three, not just being a one-dimensional player. So we really pride ourselves. And that was one thing I think I really learned at Rice under Scott, just really developing players. Really, I mean, because at Rice, it was tough because you had to get a high academic kid in the Conference USA, which is a conference that none of the other schools are having to do that. So we had to get a different kind of kid. We had to take a Quincy Oliveri from Atlanta and work with him a little bit and develop him and teach him. And now, he's a very, very good player. We had to take a kid that may not have been as skilled or as good as most of the players that you're going to see, but you got to get them in that gym and take pride in developing, spending hours on honing in on those skills, ball handling, shooting, passing, the fundamentals. And so that's what we'll do here. We'll really work on that. And we'll really take pride in developing our kids and getting them ready.
And coach, another thing I like about development for players is watching film and applying the film to the practice court and the game court, because I feel like that's where the gap is for some young men, that they don't know how to watch the film and then apply the film to the practice and the game court there.
Oh my God, you're so right. I mean, film is so crucial. Watching film and looking at those things, and I'm very I'm different when it comes to watching film. I try to watch the good things that they do and show them the good things that they do so that they can get better at those things rather than, sometimes locking in on some of the negatives, locking in on some of those things that they don't do so well, showing them some of the things they do well, and then talking about some of the things we need to do better. But film is key. You got to watch that video. You got to spend time. That's got to be a part of your, development. When you talk about development, as you mentioned earlier, that's got to be a part of it. Watching film, breaking that down, and making sure that guys know what they need to work on to get better and how they can take what they're doing great and make it even greater.
Now, coach, for me, when I played, man, I never wanted to get into coaching. My dad was a coach, man, and he coached up young men. I don't have the patience for it, coach. I wanted to be on the radio. I didn't want to talk about. I just want to talk about it. I didn't want to coach it up because I know I'll lose my Christianity. I know I start using some bad words that don't do the right stuff. So I said, that's not for Jr. So tell me, coach, when did you decide you want to get into coaching, man?
I tell you what, I have lost my Christianity at times, and you are correct. You did the right thing, brother. But I think it was about my freshman year in college when I was playing ball. I was named captain as a freshman, and I was always one of the guys that were vocal and leader. I wanted to see, very, very selfless, very serving, and I wanted to see guys prosper. I wanted to see guys do well. And so very early on, I guess, in my career, as a freshman, I decided, I want to coach. I want to help. I want to be able to give back. I want to take a young man like me that came from a single mom, and they said, he ain't going to make it. He ain't going to be able to get it done. Give up on him and be able to turn that around into a positive. And I've been able to do that throughout my career, thank God. Been able to get a lot of young men, a second chance. I've taken some guys who, probably wouldn't have gotten a second chance, but I was a second chance kid. So I gave, other guys that chance. And, coaching has allowed me that opportunity to do that. It has given me the opportunity to give back, to help young men get to where, I know that they can be and that they want to be.
And coach, speaking of that, coach, who have been some coaches in your career, playing wise in the business, profession wise, has helped you out the most and kind of inspired you to do what you're doing right now?
Well, I mean, I'd have to go back to, my junior college coach that started me off, Waldo Dashaw. I mean, it was years ago. He taught me a lot of discipline. Taught me, I was a city boy coming from Houston, not that disciplined, single mom, with temper, out of control at times. And he locked in on that and he taught me, he helped me a lot. And I think that sort of set my path straight. And then, I went on from there, and Daryl Johnson at Oklahoma Baptist University, he taught me a lot about the game. And then, some of the guys that I know in the business, like Frank Martin, I learned a lot from him, and just, he's a tough guy and he's hard on his kids, but he loves them. And I think, that helped me a lot. I think that, sort of, I bought into that, just really loving my kids, caring for my kids beyond basketball, beyond wins and losses, and I think Frank Martin is one of those guys that does that, and then does that very well. He's really tough, like I said, but he cares for his kids and he pushes his kids. So he's probably had probably the most influence out of my college coaches on my career.
Most definitely, Coach. I tell you what, I'm gonna come to Houston, man. I love going to the Turkey Leg Hut, man, over in Third Ward over there, man. I love it. Man, look, the line be long, but the food is worth the wait, Coach. So tell us about Houston food versus Atlanta food, and since you've been in your travels in your coaching career here, Coach.
Well, honestly, I'll be real honest with you. It's very similar. I think, yeah, you got some great places in Houston. The only thing that I probably would say is probably just a little bit better in Houston is that barbecue.
Yes, I agree. 100%. 100%, Coach. 100%.
That barbecue is real in Houston.
Yes, yes. Hey, the city, like I said, is similar cities like Houston and Atlanta. A lot of African Americans live in both cities. Very prominent African Americans. We're very successful in these cities. So for me, Houston's like a little trip. I feel like I'm at home. I'm in Houston. I feel like easy flight on Delta, go to Houston, get there, have a good time, go check out Texas Southern, go over to Rice, go over to Houston Baptist, go over to see the Cougars right down the street from Texas Southern. So when I'm there, I'm good. And hopefully they'll see the Hawks play the Red Rockets. So I'm even better. So I love the city of Houston, man. It's a great town to me. Harris County can't do me wrong, Coach. I love that place.
It is. It's a great place. So is Atlanta, and I'm looking forward to being here, growing here and getting acclimated, being a citizen here now, so it's a little different. So, but I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'm gonna have to jump on that. I'm gonna have to let my Cowboys go and jump on that, Falcons band.
Coach, you don't want that, Coach. Coach, don't do that to yourself. It's like, don't do that to you. Coach, you don't want the pain I have every Sunday in the fourth quarter. You don't want that
pain. Yes, sir.
You don't want that pain, Coach. Just trust me. You don't want the pain. Yeah, yes, Coach, I want to go over and see you, man. You live like 10 minutes from where I live at, man. So I got to come to the office and come see you in the office, man. Come over and see you guys over there on Marvel, over there on South Lake over there. I got to come see you guys, man.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. I look forward to it, man.
No doubt, Coach. Thank you for your time, Coach. Be blessed. We'll talk to you real soon, Coach.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. God bless you as well.
Same to you, Coach. Thank you, man.
All right. Thank you.
All right.